What's going on, everyone? Make Electric. It is Sunday, the 12th of February, 2023. Sorry for the late report. This has just been a crazy long week for me, and I debated even doing this report this week because I'm so tired, and I'm probably going to put the report out first, and then I'll build the Patreon links through the morning. So if you click on the Patreon and it's not all built yet, bear with me. I'll get it built throughout the morning, throughout the day. As always, first link below will take you over to the Patreon post. That will give you all the links, and I don't know if I'm going to post this on YouTube this week because, 2 weeks ago, they age-restricted the report. I have a feeling that was due to the police beating video, which I understand, but I wasn't going to edit that out because I think that's important to show. Last week, apparently, the report was harassing someone, although they don't tell me a timestamp in the video or what I did wrong or what I said or what. So apparently reading news headlines is harassing people. So this may or may not be on YouTube. It will definitely be on BitChute and Rumble. You'll find all the links on my feeds. Anyway, let's get into the news. Like I said, as always, the first link below will take you over to the Patreon. That's where you can find the news. World Health Organization warns we must prepare, oh no, the potential for human bird flu, H5N1. Oh my God, we got this to look forward to. Let's see, this lady here, surely they'll make a vaccine for it. She's all excited to go get her booster. This is, some soccer lady or something. I don't know who this is. But she's apparently making a video for Pfizer.
Booster.
I don't know. Listen to what this lady has to say.
But I now developed asthma that has never gone away since I had the second shot. I have tremors in my left hand, and I have the occasional heart pain that no doctor can explain. And I've had a battery of tests.
She goes on to question the Twitter people about who is it at Twitter who's medically qualified to censor doctors who are speaking out against what may be against the World Health Organization and CDC.
To the CDC. So my first question this morning of Ms. Gaddy, may I ask of you, where did you go to medical school? I did not go to medical school. I'm sorry? I did not go to medical school. That's what I thought. Why do you think you or anyone else at Twitter had the medical expertise to censor a doctor's expert opinion?
This includes you, YouTube staff. Listen up.
Our policies regarding COVID were designed to protect individuals. We were seeing
you guys censored Harvard-educated doctors, Stanford-educated doctors, doctors that are educated in...
Good clip there. I'll put a link to it. Bill Gates himself. We'll just listen to what he has to say.
As I understand it, then, from what you're saying, is that it may be that there needs to be some compromise in some of the safety measures that would normally be expected to create a vaccine because time is so crucial.
Well, of course, if you want to wait and see if a side effect shows up 2 years later, that takes 2 years. So
anyway, let's get on with it. COVID jab spike. Oh boy, I better not read that out loud. All bodily organs resulting in hyperaging. Apparently, I put a link to this from Natural News. You can read the headline. Listen to what Naomi Wolf has to say.
In the Orthodox community, unvaccinated women are talking to their rabbis because having intercourse with their vaccinated husbands is so agonizing to them, giving them horrible menstrual cramps.
I'll put a link to it. Sorry to play so many videos right out the gate. I just think they're all important. Anyway, COVID vaccine skeptics are asking for Canadian hospitals for unvaccinated blood. Put a link to this from National Post. Other news going on. Let's see. Safe states for children. Here's an updated list for states that won't comply with CDC's recommendation for COVID-19 vaccination for kids for school. I'll put a link to this from the Gateway Pundit. What do we got here? Let's see what he's talking about. Twitter executive. Let's see. Oh, did Twitter...
Bottom line is that the FBI had the Biden crime family laptop for a year. They knew it was leaking. They knew it would hurt the Biden campaign.
Did Twitter interfere with the 2020 presidential election?
Relationship with Twitter to suppress criminal evidence being revealed about Joe Biden 1 month before the 2020 election.
Just throwing that out there. FBI removes one document marked classified from former Vice President Mike Pence's home, still with these classified documents. Joe Biden, okay, did you see the State of the Union speech here? Here's one thing he said.
Make no mistake, if you try anything to raise the cost of presiding jobs, I will veto it.
And the people clap even though they don't even know what he said. And Hunter weighs launching legal defense fund to afford high-powered lawyers costing $100,000 a month. Over to financial news, and again, I'm sorry for spending so much time on playing video. I just thought that stuff was important, and again, I'm kind of out of it. Anyway, how the major U.S. stock indexes fared on to Friday. Looks like the Dow Jones rose 169 for the week. The Dow was down 56 points. Pretty flat week in the markets. Put a link to the data. Republicans blast Joe Biden administration over plan to crack down on on waiters' tips. He's coming after your tips. Fox News host says sickness should not stop us from working. Well, we could all just cough on each other. Get in there and work, slaves. That from the Insider. Walmart confirms it is closing more stores after CEO issued warning over shutdowns amid rise in self-checkout thefts. You mean people checking themselves out or just kind of skipping items here and there? That's what happens when you fire people and bring in all automatic bullcrap. Disney lays off 7,000 workers, cuts $5.5 billion worth. Oh no, I'm heartbroken. That from Yahoo Finance. What else we got here? Fears of worsening egg shortage in New Zealand as fire kills 50,000 hens at farm. More problems with the food supply around the world, be advised. Fake meat fails. Sales collapse at Beyond Meat. Impossible Foods, 20%. Staff layoff. You mean people don't like fake food? This is an outrage. Speaking of food, back home in America, chaos at H-E-B. People seen fighting over discarded food in South Austin. Apparently there was a power outage and a lot of food got thrown away. Somebody posted on social media that there's free food. They got a video report of it there. And everybody came down and started fighting over free food. Social credit Brazilian style. Be advised, all universal basic income recipients must be vaccinated. That from Zero Hedge. Right-wingers melt down over satanic Grammys sponsored by Pfizer. Of course, I'll put a link to that. A couple more here. Moscow reveals time frame for response to Western oil sanctions and miscellaneous news. And I got one. Corrupt John Podesta awards $2 billion government loan to former Tesla employee, which will compete with Elon Musk. There we go. Now we're getting into the groove. Over to New World Order and Police State News. This is where I stop and ask you, please share the report. There's a lot of stuff going on here. People need to know about the draft of the World Health Organization pandemic treaty promises equally destroy your rights. This from Activist Post. Of course, there's all kinds of tyranny in there, including this. Listen to what the United Nations guy has to say.
We call for action from everyone with influence on the spread of mis and disinformation on the internet. Governments, regulators, policymakers, technology companies, the media, civil society.
Got to shut down freedom of speech. Elon Musk tweets out the worst offender of the U.S. government. Censorship and media manipulation is an obscure agency called the GFC. Oh, watch out. Something might happen to you, Elon. Might end up like the guy out in California, I think it was. San Bernardino issues criminal search warrant against Project Veritas journalists who got in YouTube head's face. Remember last week or the week before? He's got a search warrant issued against him over that crap. Speaking of that, James O'Keefe is on paid leave. Where is James O'Keefe? Is he okay? And Monograph's put out some videos lately on this. What's going on there? Like Monty said, without James O'Keefe, there is no Project Veritas. I agree. We want to be on the right side of history. Be advised, gamers, Ubisoft partners with police to jail gamers and their in-game speech. Be advised, no freedom of speech when it comes to video games, apparently. Biden calls on Congress to strip Americans of their Second Amendment right during State of the Union. Of course, he was an anti-Second Amendment in there. Meanwhile, we got this, though. Shout out to a judge says banning guns from marijuana users is unconstitutional. You think? I'll put a link to this from ABC News. Shall not be infringed unless you want to get high. Let's see. Catholic student arrested after school suspension for saying God created only two genders. Here on the agenda front, and I got another one here. FBI admits to targeting devout Catholics after whistleblower says reports leaked. Of course, the traditional Catholic ideology is, of course, extremism. We all know this. Couple more here. Surprise. In Canada, NYC buses migrants to the border and immigration news. And I got one here. The UK will treat online images of immigrants crossing the channel as a criminal offense. Over to World War III news. By the way, for those wondering what that noise is, I'm sorry about that. That happens sometimes. I run scanner software on my computer 24 hours a day. That's the noise that happens when somebody hits their emergency button on the radio, so that I'm alerted that there's a problem in my city. Anyway, over to World War III news. Navy divers recovered debris shot down from 200 feet Chinese spy balloon off South Carolina coast. Pentagon investigates whether it's carrying explosive along with photographic material. I don't know. I'll put a link to this. Apparently, the U.S. shoots down another unknown high-altitude object over Alaska. There's word that was something shot down over Canada. There's something else over Montana. There's all kinds of shit in the sky this week. There's too many stories to report. I'll give you this one. I don't know what's going on. Jericho coming at us? I don't know. Chinese threatens retaliation after U.S. shot down spy balloon. We want it back, indeed. China wants down spy aircraft back, saying it does not belong to the U.S. Well, don't be flying it over our land then. Finders keepers, bitches. China has more ICBM launchers than the U.S. American military reports. I bring this up because apparently U.S. test launch unarmed intercontinental ballistic missile this week. This came out February 10 from Air Force Times. So if you saw something going across the sky, that's probably what it was. Vladimir Putin is expected to launch unstoppable nuclear Satan II missile. That from the Independent. U.S. behind Nord Stream sabotage. Really? So we're just coming out and saying that the U.S. is behind the sabotage of the Russian pipeline. Indeed. Iran unveils underground base in response to U.S.-Israel exercises. That from Al Jazeera. I got Moldova names new pro-EU prime minister after government collapses. Just some miscellaneous news. Got some other miscellaneous news. Military pilots reported 1,700% more medical incidents during the pandemic, but the Pentagon says they just had COVID, of course. And I got one at the bottom. Number of Chinese migrants caught at southern border skyrockets over 700%. I wonder if that means anything. Over to Earth changes in 2012 news now. And if you haven't heard about it, of course, we had the devastating 7.8 quake over on the Turkish-Syrian border. We had the 7.8 on the 6th. We had a 6.7 on the 6th, 7.5 on the 6th, 6.0. A lot of aftershocks, a lot of people trapped under rubble. I'll put a link to the earthquake data. That's pretty much all the big quakes this week. February 10, 2023 update. There was more than 23,000 people dead, killed in the Turkey earth. They just got an ongoing article here from CNN. I'll put a link here. Just a random little girl trapped under rubble with her brother. Just heartbreaking what's going on over there. Somebody put together a GLP thread of videos and pictures out of Turkey, catastrophic earthquake. I'll put a link to this if you want to scroll through just all kinds of footage here coming out of Turkey. My heart is with the people of Turkey and Syria, people trapped under the rubble. It's just terrible. Back in the United States, New Hampshire pounded by Arctic blast, coldest wind chill ever measured. I think it was something like, I saw somewhere 108 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit wind chill up in the northeast. It is cold. Down to the south, we got tornado causes injuries, extensive damage in Louisiana Parish. I'll put a link to this from AccuWeather. I believe that was on back on Wednesday. I'll put a link to that. Antarctica's summer of cold temperatures persists, setting new records. Put a link to this. It is cold in Antarctica. No way. Excuse me. Chile wildfire, state of emergency declared in 2 regions. Apparently, Chile is burning down. That's just a video report they have on the BBC. Videos, we have a beaching this week. Apparently, a U.S. naval vessel was beached in South Carolina, but I believe they were part of the ongoing of the balloon whatnots over there. It's still interesting to see a naval vessel beached in South Carolina. Let's see, huge blast after unplanned World War II bomb detonation goes wrong. Where did this happen? Somewhere over on the other side of the world. There's some kaboom going on. And we got this. Lights go out. Twitter DC hearing. Check this out.
2018, the Iranian Ayatollah Khomeini.
Part of the Green New Deal.
How did Twitter do that?
Sounds like the Green New Deal to me.
Okay, there it is. And Jupiter found to have more moons than Saturn, breaks new records with new total. Over to strange and bizarre news. Got some strange news this week, potentially harassing somewhere or another. Let's see, wigs fly in flight in Philly airport. Apparently, someone didn't like baggage fees. There was a disturbance. Wigs are flying all over the place. I'll put a link to that. Over in New York, you want to take the subway? I don't know if this is staged or what, but apparently there's a rat crawling up on someone. I did not experience this when I was in New York, but okay, what's going on here? This thing is crawling on my back, it's on my head. What? Let's see what he does here. Whoa! Put a link to this. I don't know. What's going on? Somewhere there's a bar fight. Shit gets out of control. Gets smashed. Plates or glasses are flying all over the place. Bar fight somewhere. It continues outside. People getting stomped into the side of the building. What's going on at the hockey game? Apparently things got a little wild at the Stars game. Let's see. Is it you want to come down here and start some problems? Ah, you found out some stuff going on in the hockey. Over at the Chinese restaurant, check it out. There's a problem with the Hunan beef. I don't know. I don't mean to harass Chinese people. I'm just playing the footage for you. Meanwhile, check this out. You don't want to watch that. Oh my God. Let's see. Tourist bites woman's finger off over beach beanbag. This happened, I think, over in Australia, right? Is .au, is that Australia? Put a link to that. Craziness on the beach. What'd you say about my llama? Apparently, this guy walks up and punches a llama, and he gets his ass handed to him. He goes after him again, and the llama just had enough. Watch. The llama just grabbed. What? You think you can abuse me? What you think you doing, bro? I'll put a link to this. Don't disturb the llama. New York woman found breathing at funeral home after being declared dead. Let me out of this box. I'm not dead. Lawmakers propose letting Massachusetts prisoners donate organs to reduce sentences. What say you? I'll put a link to that. We got this here. Apparently somebody's masturbating in the woman's restroom while women are using it. This is just nonsense. And over at the Oklahoma Capitol, apparently the Trans Lives Matter crowd stormed the Capitol. but they're not terrorists. I don't want to harass them. For all of the news, please check my favorites. Roseanne Barr, she's coming up in my shout-outs. Door camera catches a couple run over by a truck. All kinds of just the chaos at the HEB. Are you ready for it? Put out a good one. Dimcad put out a good one. Thank you to everybody still putting out content, keeping everybody informed. Check my favorites out for fresh news always. And then my shout-out this week, I got to give a shout-out to Roseanne Barr, apparently making a comeback. She's got a little clip here on Twitter.
My pronouns are kiss my...
Right on. I'll put a link to this. Apparently, she's doing a stand-up show on Fox Nation. There's a trailer to it. Big love. Shout out to Roseanne Barr. What happened to her was not right. Over some, Planet of the Apes, some shit that nobody even remembers. Just the way they destroyed her career was an absolute just travesty. Shout out to her for speaking truth and whatever. I'll put a link to this from the Citizens Free Press, some more information there. That's all I got for this week, guys. If you'd like to report, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You think it sucked? This one kind of sucked. I don't know. It's very late, pretty early in the morning, and it's going to take me forever to get all these links out, but I wanted to do the report anyway. I almost wasn't going to do this report, but give me a thumbs up if you liked it. If not, give me a thumbs down. That's cool, too. Also, be sure to follow me on all my links, my BitChutes, my Twitters, my Gabs, the Facebook. All the links are at the bottom, just in case these videos go missing in different places because I'm harassing someone or something. Somebody didn't like something I said about something. I don't know. You can also support me on Patreon or directly with DonorBox. I put a lot into these reports, and I would really appreciate any support about now. Things are really getting tight. Like I say, it's been a long week for me. There may come a time when I don't have time to do these reports because I'm having to do longer weeks trying to keep everything. I would just appreciate any support. If you appreciate the supports, definitely. If not, please share them, pass them around, make people aware of what's going on. I appreciate any support, any sharing whatsoever. Please tell me what you think is coming out. Is today Super Bowl Sunday? I don't know. Is it today? Is it this week or next week? I don't even know. I don't follow these things, but I'll probably watch it just for the halftime possible false flag event. You know, I'm always watching you never know what's going to go down, especially with all these Chinese balloons flying overhead and all this crap going on. Madness in the world, you tell me. You guys take care, stay safe. Thank you for hanging out with me for a few minutes on a Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, maybe till I get this out. I don't know. I'll get it out as soon as I can, though. I love you very much. You guys take care, stay safe. Have a good rest of the weekend. Have a good week. I will see you on the next one.